Rich Man Morning Show time right now is 12 minutes before the top of the hour, and it seems like since Black History Month, many people within our culture have been in the bubble of trouble, and Jussie Smollett is no exception.
None at all. You know, it's not looking really good for Jussie. You know, on Friday he was indicted on 16 felony counts, and you know that came right after Chicago announced an investigation that they were opening up in the police department as well as the hospital that Jussie went to, and trying to find out if people, you know, basically gave information illegally and unlawfully. And so right after that, which, you know, gave us a little bit of hope that this is a little bit outrageous and Jussie is being done wrong, you know, that happened on Wednesday, I believe, of last week. And then on Friday, he was indicted for 16 felony counts. And it looks like if he is actually charged and found guilty on all these counts, this man can face up to 64 years in jail.
60. Wow. Yo. And the crazy thing is, like, you know, you made a fictitious crime up and now you're going to get real jail time.
Exactly.
Now,
you think he really made it up? Go ahead. What you're saying?
I mean, here's the thing. Like, you know, a lot of times, like, you know, you lead into things with your entire heart. Now, Gary with the T, if you was Jussie Smollett's defense attorney, what would you say in his defense to try to get him off?
I would just say that, you know, maybe he was under duress, honey. He was just... somebody had given him a airborne drug, and he didn't realize it, and he was really thinking he was a method actor.
Not an airborne drug.
You going to end up in jail,
it just came out, I was just trying to, you could pull it from somewhere, honey. So
on the airplane, on the way there.
And that happened, though. But the sad thing about it is it's just so much to this, but what really upsets me, which we all know what I hate, when you go to the hospital, honey, nothing is confidential. Nothing.
But what does the hospital have to do with the fact that you made up a story, though?
Well, he didn't make up a story. He told the truth. Something really happened to Jussie, as they say, but they just don't know what it was.
Well, see, this is what happened with the hospital, and I do agree with you on that, Gary, because when you go to the hospital, there's a HIPAA law that basically says my medical records are confidential. So for whatever reason I come in here, you know, and whatever my diagnosis is or prognosis or whatever, it is to be held confidential. And so people have already been fired from that hospital, almost up to a dozen people. And one lady says she basically knows why she was fired, and it's because of her misappropriating information.
So what we're saying right now is the fact that he should get off because the hospital gave up information about his medical records.
Because it was twist and turn.
Well, and it's not about him getting off. It's about looking at this in its totality and not just taking it for one news hit versus the other. So it's not just that, you know, this man is has basically said that he was assaulted. And records show that he might have been assaulted. Now, the extent of all of this is the question. Like, how much of it is true?
Now, but you may have been assaulted, but maybe you paid those men to assault you. Like,
or maybe you didn't.
Yeah, I just think, I just feel so bad for him. I think they just, they probably homophobic, and they're just attacking just because he's a big actor, and, you know, they just want to see him go down because somebody needs a scapegoat, so they're just using Jussie. And those guys, where those African guys in? We ain't heard nothing else about them.
Because they're not that famous. Special K's in the house. What up, bro?
I think what people are overlooking in this whole story is this is a great advertisement for Subway.
It really was.
For the sandwich?
Yeah. Because it lets people know that Subway is open late.
And worth going out at 2 in the morning at 20 below.
Actually, it's a horrible advertisement for Subway, because the last time that man went to Subway, he ended up 16 counts indicted.
But the fact that he was motivated to go to Subway.
Like, what if Subway spun this and came out with a 16-inch foot long?